Greetings, 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 peace, love, harmony, and light. This is Chief Kalanago with another video. Hope everybody's feeling well. Hope everybody's having a grand rising. And we're about to get into a build. I'm not going to keep that one too long, of course. That's what I always say, right? But first, I want to acknowledge the great spirit, universal intelligence. I want to give thanks to my ancestors, just always using me as a vessel. And I'm grateful for the guidance and protection that they give me each and every day. All right. So for those of you who are tuning in, very much appreciated. I thank you for extending your energy to check out this information. All right. This is for educational purposes. And by all means, do your own due diligence and do your research. All right. Or do your searching, so to speak. All right. For yourselves. But however, I'm here to share information. And I think it's important that we continue to share information to keep the people enlightened. Most people are still in a coma. And with that being said, we can't save them all. All right. But for those who are willing to be saved, then I'm always extending a hand. All right. Peace. Let me just give you guys a little highlight before we get started for those of you who are coming in right on time. So here we go. Peace, 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 and love, fam. Peace and love, peace and love. I appreciate you. Peace and love to you as well. Grand rising to you, my sister. Peace and love, respect. Always, always, always. All right. Peace, family, what it is, what it is, what it is. All right, what the deal is. So once again, like I said, I'm gonna give you guys a few some time to chime in. Do me a favor. Go ahead and share this information or the link for the live on your respective platforms, whether it may be on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, whatever it is. Let's get that information out. All right, let's get that information out. Let's get it out. So I'm pretty much, what I'm doing is I'm going to share some information because a lot of times the distraction that's happening all around us, people are not in tune, all right, to all the things that's happening. And before you know it, you live in a complete different world, unbeknownst to yourself, because you didn't pay attention or to the changes, all right? And the changes are being done incrementally. A lot of people really still can't see it once again because of the distractions. And those distractions are put in place intentionally. Okay, there has to be a transition. Now, they could try to make the transition as smooth as possible, all right? But people are not blind. People are still going to be able to see. For those who have eyes, let them see, and ears, let them hear. Okay, so we're going to get into this. And like I said, do your own research. I'm only the messenger here to bring you the information, all right? So let me share my screen and get into this, all right? Okay. Let me just pull up my phone real quick to make sure we're on the same page because I really can't see what I'm actually sharing with you guys. So I'm going to go on Facebook, make sure that I could see it myself. All right. So give me a second here. Let me just pull my phone up, fam. Give me a second here. I'll give some of you guys some more time to tune in. Okay. All righty. Here we go. All right. Good. All right. So I'm sharing my screen. I'm on my phone. So now I'm able to see what's in the chat. Now, for those of you, if you could see the screen, let me know. Go ahead and type 1. If you could see the screen, go ahead and type 1 real quick so I could proceed. I know there's a slight delay, so I just want to make sure that you guys can see what I'm sharing. Oh, as a matter of fact, you know what? I hit share, but it's not even sharing. Here we go. Okay. Okay, so here we go. I think we got it now. Come on, come on. Ah. Okay, good. So you guys could see what I'm sharing. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. All right, so check this out, fam. You see, history always repeats itself. And I tell people, for those of us who don't pay attention, all right, and we don't adjust to the changes and we don't put ourselves in a position, then you are the one that's going to perish. And before, you know what? I will show you guys what suffer. I have done this before, but I like to show and prove every single time. Okay? Every single time, because you see, repetition is the key. That's how people get brainwashed. Okay? They keep repeating the propaganda over and over and over and over again. You see me, I'm a researcher. I don't just sit around all day. I put in work all day. So let us go. Etymology. And for those of you who don't know what etymology is the root of a word, the origin of a word from a certain time or a certain era or a certain date or a certain year, all right, whichever way you want to put it. But that's what the etymology really means, okay, the origin and the root of a word. And you see, a lot of people are going to suffer. And I'm not saying that because that's what I wish for you. No, I don't wish that for you. I wish you nothing but the best. I wish you success. I wish you overall success in life, spiritually, mentally, emotionally, physically, financially. I wish you nothing but the best. But people, okay, your life could only change when you get up and make the change. You feel me? Everybody's looking for the world to change, but nobody wants to change. Everybody's saying the world is messed up. But the truth of the matter is the world is perfect. The problem is you are messed up. And I tell people, I'm not here to tell you what you want to hear. I am here to tell you what you need to hear. You feel me? And I'm always going to do that. So the point I'm making is there's nothing wrong with the world. We as gods, we came together and we created a perfect world. However, because our mindset, we think that something is wrong with the world. You feel me? And we so busy wanting the world to change itself, the world is not going to change itself. People got to change. So until you get that, stop looking outside your house, your home, yourself for people to change. If you live in a glass house, don't throw stone. It's that simple. So look at the etymology of the word suffer. It means what? To allow, to occur, or continue, permit, tolerate, fail to prevent or suppress. Donald Trump said in a speech that he gave the first term, well, he's still within his first term, but the first few months that he got elected, okay, he said in a speech that Americans are divided. And the only way for Americans to unite, they have to suffer. People, for those of you who don't know what that means, I keep telling you over and over again what it means to suffer. It means that what you are going through or what you have to deal with, it is because of you. Because guess what? The government is a dead entity. You feel me? And the dead is controlling the living. Only why? The reason why is because they made you dead. But that's another story. All right? Which I'm going to kind of touch a little, in this conversation here. But I want to again show you what suffer really means. To allow, to continue. So when you go into a court and say, well, hey, I suffer by the hands of such and such, guess what? The judge already knows that it's your fault. You are the one allowing it based on the word that you used. So when people are suffering because of what's going to happen in this country, and when I say the country, I'm talking about the United States, the corporation, it is because of you, because you are not making the changes so that you don't suffer. You think it's the government. No, it's not the government, it's you. But you see, many of you will not accept the responsibility because I said, like I always say, you are in denial. And what is denial? The Nile is a river that runs through the Americas all the way to Africa. And I'll forever tell you, if you cannot swim, get out of the Nile. So like I said, Trump said, Americans are divided. And the only way for them to come together is what? They have to suffer. So what the system is doing, they're putting things in place where you still have options because everything is optional. It is optional. But you allow yourself to suffer to give life to the system. I'm going to repeat myself. You see, a lot of you go to church, but I'm giving you, this is real church right here. The truth. You feel me? Now, I'm going to repeat that. Many of you are willing to suffer to give life to the system. That's exactly that's happening right now. You feel me? You don't want to put yourself, let me rephrase that. It's not that you don't want to. You don't know how to. You don't know how to put yourself in a position to take control of the system. So the system is always going to control you. You feel me? The system is always going to be what you want to breastfeed on. The system is always the one you're going to reach out to give you a handout because you refuse to step out on your own and be the man and the woman that you can be. You see, they have already programmed everybody. One president once said, I'm not sure which one it was. I think it must have been, again, I don't want to, say the wrong one. It may have been Kennedy, but one of them. For those of you who know, I'm certainly sure somebody will post it in the chat. They said that ask not what your country could do for you, but what you could do for your country. You see what I'm saying? But many of you are depending too much on what the country could do for you. You see, when you do for yourself, you help the community. You see what I'm saying? That's how we grow together. You make yourself better. You change you. You become a better you. And then if everybody play their role, if everybody do or does what they're supposed to do, things will change. But too many of us are waiting for others to change. Too many of us are waiting for the system to change. Well, let me see what they're going to do next. Let me see what stimulus package is coming next. You are crippling yourself. You are handicapping yourself. You are becoming a minority. And not in number. You see, it's not quantity. You are becoming a majority in quality, your state of mind, a child. That's what a true minor is. That's what the minorities are. You're not a minority because of the color of your skin. No, you're a minority because of your mindset. So to suffer means to allow, continue, permit, tolerate, fail to prevent or suppress, also to be made to undergo, endure, to be subjected to pain, death, and punishment and judgment. This is your true judgment. You see, churches teach you that a sky daddy is going to judge you. No, there is no other God but you. Now, for all you religious buffs, you may think that Chief Kalanago is blaspheming. No. You see, I know the truth. Even in your Bible, it says what? Thou shalt not have other gods but me. Who is me? Me is you, the I in you. There should be no other God but you. But every day, every Sunday, Saturday, Friday, Thursday prayer meetings, you have a man standing up in a pulpit. In a pulpit, a pit. That's the pit of hell. But you don't know. Telling you somebody out there is in a magical sky judging you. No, you are your own judge. You are your own jury. You feel me? And you are going through death right now. It's a physical death. And many people have gone through that spiritual death. And from a spiritual death comes a physical death, because everything always manifests in the spiritual realm first. So if you're dead spiritually, then obviously you're dead in the flesh. And I hear a lot of people running around talking about, oh, I'm not religious, I'm spiritual. You don't know what the hell you're talking about. You don't know what that means. No disrespect. I'm not aware of it all, but I know damn well that nobody's coming to save me. I know damn well going on my knees and begging people to be washed in their blood, and in their body ain't gonna save me. The truth of the matter is, we are going through what we are going through because of us. People are suffering because of their own mindset. And it's only when you look yourself in the mirror and you are truly honest with yourself and stop lying to your damn self, is the only time you're going to make that change. Is when you stop wanting to be comfortable. Stop being complacent. Okay? Stop thinking that $20 job is a good job, that $30 job is a good job. There's no such thing as a good job. Why do you think job is synonymous with Job? Again, they put it in your Bible. Well, you know what? Let me not say your, in our Bible. Because in my opinion, and that's just my opinion, the Bible is a good storybook, just like every other book. You pick the message out of the book that works for you. It's like reading a science book and you know what a molecule is, or you know what oxygen is, or you know what carbon dioxide is. It is just a storybook. My question to you is, whether you believe it came from a sky daddy or not, that's irrelevant. Me personally, I don't think or believe it came from a sky daddy. My question will always be, did you get the message? That's always going to be my question. You see, too many of us are stuck on who wrote the book and where the book came from. That's irrelevant. It's just recycled knowledge that came from the minds of men through observation of societies and people. The point I'm making is, and I'm asking the question, did you get the message? So I'm asking you today, I cannot tell you what to do. I'm asking you today, like I always do, stop being a hamster in a hamster's wheel. Because you see, the story of a hamster is, I'm going to keep running, and running. Every single second, minute, hour, all day, a hamster don't sleep. People, I hope you hear what I'm saying. A hamster don't sleep because the wheel never keeps turning. The wheel never stops turning. So the hamster have to keep running. And in the hamster's mind, it thinks that it's going somewhere until it falls and dies out of exhaustion. And many of you are living that reality right now. You are the hamster in the hamster's wheel. No disrespect. I'm only here to tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. Stop being that hamster in the hamster's wheel. Because it's a perpetual cycle of going, but going nowhere. Everybody's always busy. They never have time to look at an opportunity. They never have time to do anything that's going to improve their lives. But they're broke as hell. Oh, I'm too busy. Oh, I'm busy. I'm this and I'm that. Busy doing what? Nothing. If you are truly busy, then you should have already been successful. Busy doing what? Watching TV, texting all day, listening to music that's telling us our women are bitches and hoes to go kill a nigga. That's what you're busy doing. Posting a lot of BS on Facebook, trying to get attention, trying to be relevant. That's what you are busy doing while you are suffering inside. while your children are hurting, your community is hurting, but you're busy. Come on, man. Y'all could only fool people that don't know. I see through each and every one of you. I could watch you and what you post every single day and tell you what your life is going to be like in 2 years. I study all these things. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not here saying that I'm better than anybody. I'm just making different decisions because we all have the same opportunity. You feel me? And one thing, if you look and you go study Chief Kalanago, you will see that my message, you will see my journey, you will see the growth, because I know I could never be stagnant. Once you're stagnant, you could never get growth. And for those that's going to hate my journey, that's fine. My journey is not yours. My journey is mine. You feel me? And I'm pleased to be where I'm at today because I changed. I allow myself to grow. I allow my mind to grow. So when Trump said that you are going to suffer for us to come together, it means that the system is going to test you. The system is going to give you situations that's going to break you if you allow it to break you. Trust me, you haven't seen anything yet. You think coronavirus is the propaganda of coronavirus. You think that's the end of it? No, it's just the beginning. And I'm not here to perpetuate or promote fear. No, I am here so that you could open up your mind, okay, and prepare yourselves and be proactive. Stop telling yourself, oh, I'm suffering. No, you are planting the seed that you are allowing the pain to happen. That's your choice. And I had to take some time to really emphasize on the word suffer and what it truly means. You're not suffering because of what people are doing to you. No, you're suffering because what you are allowing people to do to you. See, there's two complete different things. Two complete different things. Know the difference. Now, let us go to why is there a coin shortage in the US? All right. And I know a lot of you are sending me texts with it through my phone. Just so you know, I'm not ignoring you. Okay. I'm not returning the text because it's been literally almost 3 weeks now that my phone is having an issue texting. It seems like when they took control of everybody's phones, okay, last month or 6 weeks ago, they were still having technical issues. And as of 3 weeks, I can't respond to any text. I could get it, but I can't respond to it. I have called the phone company on numerous occasions. They try to fix it in their system and even had me reset my phone. They still can't fix it. They suggested that for me to fix it right now, I would have to lose my number I had for over 12 years. And I don't want to do that. So I have to wait until my bill cycle, which is on the 18th, so that they could take my account and transfer it to another account so that hopefully that rectifies the situation. So for those of you who are sending me texts and I haven't responded, that is the reason why. Okay. And some of you, when I call you, your voicemail is full. So I just can't be bothered right now. So I'm just going to wait until the 18th of this month and transfer the account, keep my same number, and hopefully that would solve the issue. So I just want y'all to know I'm not ignoring y'all. Okay. All right. So let us go. Why is there a coin shortage in the US? And I'm going to prove to you that history always repeats itself. It's nothing new under the sun. Okay. There is a coin shortage in the US because of the corona crisis. Okay. Remember I told y'all before, they have to stop calling it a virus because it's not a virus. It's a crisis. Okay. Hence they have crisis actors. Okay. Let us go look at the meaning of crisis, because a crisis is not a virus. Okay. And also it could also be a virus of the mind. You see, everything is in the word. Okay. In the words, you feel me? It's always in the words. Remember, in the beginning was the Word, right? And the Word became what? The Word became flesh. All right? Everything is always in the Word. Okay? A crisis. All right? A crisis. Decisive point in the progress of a disease, also vitally important or decisive state of things. All right? So, we know that it's not a disease. Okay? And don't get me wrong, like I tell people, yes, there is a flu virus going around, but COVID-19 is a crisis. All right? In that case, it is this meaning that is relevant. This meaning right here. Vitally important or decisive or a decisive state of things. Point at which change must what? Come. You see, like I told y'all before, I'm going to break this down in layman terms for y'all because I don't see nobody else doing it. Like I told y'all before, I'm going to tell you what you need to know and not what you want to know. So let us go back and look at it. A corona crisis. It had to change from a coronavirus to a corona crisis because it's no longer a virus. You see, the flu season is over and that's done with. However, they had to turn that flu virus into a crisis. So now you have the COVID crisis, coronavirus crisis, which is what? A point at which change must come, which takes me back to the word. When Trump said, America is divided and you have to suffer. In other words, change must come for what? The better or for worse. Now let's read a little more. It says what? Turning point in a disease. That says what? That change which indicates recovery or death. All right? Now used as such by Hippocrates and Galen, literally what? Judgment. Like I told y'all before, you are going through your judgment right now. But a lot of you are waiting until you go to heaven. And the problem is many of you want to go to heaven, but you don't want to die. You see the contradiction? You see me? I've already died. That's why I'm resurrected. That's why I'm anointed. I'm in my Christ state of mind. And for those of you who get this, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. But you are going through your judgment right now. The crisis. That's one of the judgments that you're going through. So let us go back to why there is a coin shortage in the United States. And it says because of what? The corona crisis. People, this is your judgment. Nationwide, there are very few coins being spent as businesses remain closed under lockdown restrictions. Meanwhile, the U.S. mint production has slowed because fewer employees are working as part of ongoing social distancing and measures. Now, let me tell you again, this is nothing but a huge funeral. It's nothing but a huge ritual. Okay? Funeral businesses are booming right now. You see, y'all, a lot of y'all don't get it, but it's okay. But for those of you who do, I see people sending me inboxes a lot of BS. Listen, stop sending me these inboxes, please. I don't read them, I don't look at them, because that's not my reality. Social distancing is nothing but a ritual. It's a test. Okay, it's social engineering. Why do you think when people die, they bury them, what, 6 feet deep? All they're doing is managing the dead people. They're burying them. And for those who get it, they will resurrect. After all this is over, this is called the crucifixion. That's what you're going through. And you have to carry your cross. And for those of you who don't know what that means, go read your Bible. Because it's all symbolic. It's all symbolic. Jesus ain't nothing but you in the flesh. And Christ ain't nothing but you when you have ascended in your mindset and you have become anointed. That's all it means. Jesus wasn't Christ. Even in the Bible, the allegorical Jesus said what? Many will come in my name and say that I'm Christ. Because he's telling you that I am not Christ. I have to be crucified first before I become the Christ. I have to carry my cross first before I become the Christ. I have to baptize first before I became the Christ. Y'all want church? I'm taking you to church, the real church. Because it was all symbolic. Jesus wasn't a real man. Jesus is symbolic, is symbolic for you. Every single man and woman walking the face of the earth is a symbology of Jesus. That's what it means. Heru, same thing. That's all it means. But you have to carry your cross. You have to be crucified. That vinegar, they got to take that spear and shove it through your waist, your ribs. And they're still going to take the vinegar and put that vinegar to make sure that you give up your last breath. What do you think the mask is about? It's about you giving up your last breath. Put it over your nose. I can't breathe. It's all ritualistic. They're crucifying you in public. It's a big crucifixion. But only those who get it will be resurrected. Only those who get it will be resurrected. But right now, that's you carrying your cross. And yes, friends and family, they help you. That's fine. But go back to the allegorical Jesus. Peter, everybody tried to help him carry that cross. But guess what? He had to take it up himself. Even when he had his cross, they were stoning him. The same thing is going to happen to you. Whatever you're going through in your worst time in your life, people around you, friends, family, they're going to abandon you. They're going to spit on you. They're going to beat you down. But I'm here to tell you, don't give up. Carry that cross with your head high. Okay? It's the same thing with the system. Why do you think they have on their dollar bill, "In God we trust"? Because they are playing your God. So they have to make you, they have to manifest the story of the allegorical Jesus in the book. Everybody got to go through it. It's all symbolic. Let us proceed. So social distancing, the 6 feet, is nothing but symbolizing dead people. And when you bury people, you have to bury them 6 feet deep. That's all it means. Okay? You coming next to somebody is not going to give you the virus. No. Okay? They are controlling the crisis. That's what they are doing. That's all they are doing. Okay? That's all they are doing. Now, fewer coins in circulation. One reason for a coin shortage in the United States is that there are fewer coins in circulation. All right, trust me. They could make coins the same way they make dollar bills. All right, but here's the thing. You see, coins have value. The paper fiat currency, only value that it has is the one that you put behind it. You see, coins are precious metals. So I'm showing y'all the difference. It's not that the fiat currency, the dollar bill, don't have money, don't have value. It has value, but it only has value because of the energy that you and I put behind it. On the other hand, coins are precious metals. So they're taking that away from you. That's why it's out of, they're going to put it out of circulation. All right, let us proceed. Due to the lockdown restrictions and businesses being closed, people have been spending less money since the crisis. Once again, coronavirus crisis. They cannot just say it's coronavirus. They have to add crisis. Let us go back to the etymology of crisis. You see, judgment. Point at which things must change for the better or for the worse. A turning point. Now, do you think that they're going to want it to change for the worse? No. They're going to want it to change for the better by any means necessary. By any means necessary. They're going to want it to change. Okay? Let us proceed. U.S. Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell said on June 17th, what's happened is that with the partial closure of the economy, the flow of coins through the economy has kind of stopped. No, it was done intentionally. The places where you go to give your coins and get credit or cash, those have not been working because they put a glitch in the system. All right. Stores have been closed, so the whole system of flow has kind of come to a stop. We are well aware of this. Now you see what it says? Look at the words. You see, people read and they read to finish. When Chief Kalanago read, he read to start. I read with understanding and comprehension. I know etymology of words. I look at what they are saying. So the whole system, you see, it's systematic. It's a system. The government is a system. The federal government is a system. Your state is a system. And the system is a dead entity, which is a legal person. It's a person. All it means that it could sue and be sued. It's not a natural person or a living person or a flesh blood person, but it's a legal person. And you have a system which is a legal person controlling you, a man and woman that was made in the likeness and image of the Creator. Now, so the whole system of what? Flow. What they're doing? They're stopping the flow of the currency. You see, currency has to flow. And everybody, I got to get a saving account. No, you cannot save money. Money wasn't meant to be saved. Man, listen, it's been almost 20 years I've had a checking account because something in me, I don't know where the hell I learned that from, but I never wanted a saving account. I had a checking and a saving, and something in me just said, you know what? Close the checking account. I don't know where it came from. And it's been almost 20 years I've had a checking account because money wasn't meant to be saved. Why do you think it's currency? Do you think if you put your money in the bank to save your money and that's all the bank did, the bank would have closed down? No, they got to keep it flowing. So they take your money and they go invest it because it has to flow. It's currency. Why do you think a river has two banks? Why do you think it's called a current? And currents are controlled by banks. But it has to keep flowing. So saving accounts is not the answer. And when you have saving accounts, that means you have an income. And when you have an income, you have to be taxed. Why do you think businesses get all the tax breaks? See, I've been teaching y'all this for years. This is nothing new. This is nothing new, I'm telling you. I'm just being repetitive because so many people are programmed. You feel me? It's the same information I'm regurgitating. I'm just adding some new updated information to it. Haven't had a saving account for 20 years, but I have a checking that shows that the money just don't sit there. It's flowing. You know what I mean? I pay the bank a monthly service fee, okay, to use their medium so that my currency could keep flowing. And guess what? It's almost what, 20 years? I don't pay taxes. And I could say that. Why? Because I know it's optional. I'm not paying taxes because I want to evade the IRS or I want to, defraud the IRS. No, I'm not paying taxes because it's optional and I'm not saving any money. I don't have an income. I don't have an income. I have a flow of currency that's going through my checking account. That's it. And that's all I'm paying the bank for. The bank is my accountants. At the end of the month, give me a statement. Show me what came in and show me what went out. It's that simple. I know that's going to go over a lot of you heads, but go back and listen to the video and slow it down and you will get it. You see, many of you don't want to pay taxes because you want to defraud the IRS. Many of you don't want to pay taxes because, nah, that's not why you don't pay taxes. No. If you don't want to pay taxes, you do it because you know it's optional and you have a right to not be part of or opt into that program. It's a program. And I choose not to opt into the program. That's why I don't ask them for anything. Because the moment you start asking them for something, they want something back. You see, a lot of you don't realize how the universe works. You see, too many of you want something for nothing. You want stimulus packages, but you don't want the government to control your life. Make up your damn mind. Like I said, I'm not here to tell you what you want to hear. I'm here to tell you what you need to hear. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying don't take your stimulus check. No, that's yours. They have taken your money for years and only giving you back what's yours. So that's fine. But the point I'm making is don't be in bed with the devil. And when the devil want to run your life, all of a sudden you mad. Oh, you can't control me. No. You got to make up your mind. You got to make a decision. And nobody could force me to pay taxes because you're not taking care of me. I don't have an income. It's a program. I don't have a contract with you. Now, it doesn't mean if you want to violate my right and lock me up because you feel you have the guns to do that. It doesn't mean that you can't do that. But it still doesn't mean that I'm wrong. It means that you are in dishonor and you want to violate my right. You see the difference? That's why I don't mess with them and they don't mess with me. Because you see, I get it. Let's proceed. The places where you go are, okay, I read that already. Okay, so that's what it is. They are stagnating the flow of the currency, which is the coins, right? Stores like laundromats and gas stations have been particularly affected by coin shortage. No, it's not that they don't have it. No. If you go to laundromats right now, they have cards, okay, that you could put your money and get credits on the card to do your laundry. You see, that's been happening for years now. But like I said, those who have eyes, let them see. And those who have ears, let them hear. Okay? Some stores are asking customers to pay with the exact amount of what? Cash, right? Because they don't want to give you change. They don't want those coins in your hand. They don't want those precious metals in your hands. A couple years ago, I bought about 22 pieces of silver before 1933 because I knew that was coming. You see, me, I've always been ahead of the game. Always been ahead of the game. You feel me? Always been ahead of the game. Now, let's read again. Some stores are asking customers to pay with the exact amount of cash or use a card that they don't have to give out the scarce amount of change they have. Additionally, some stores like Wawa are exchanging coins for what? Bills. And I'm going to show you again history repeating itself. This time it's just a little more subtle. Okay? You see, y'all going to get it, man. For those of you who want to get it. If y'all want to stay on the internet and keep listening to these other people that's just giving you information that's not going to put you in a better position, that's on you. Okay? But you can't say Chief Kalanago didn't tell you. Okay, so go ahead and give up all your coins for bills. I ain't doing that. Now, the little coins that I have, I'm holding on to them. Okay? I'm holding on to them. All right, let's go. U.S. mint production slowed. Due to the corona crisis, the U.S. mint has decreased the number of coins it produces. Okay? Due to the measure put into place to protect its employees, the Federal Reserve manages coin inventory and distributes coins depository institutions like banks and credit unions. So what they're doing is all across the country, they're going to put coin machines so that to make it more convenient for them. So you could put in your coins and get dollar bills, but you see, it's all technology. It's all technology. They're taking the real value. You see, 1 penny is worth than a dollar. You see, y'all don't know that. For those of you who don't know. But I'm here to tell you right now. That's why wherever I walk around, why you think so-called Jews, they walk around and pick up pennies in the streets? I have literally seen so-called Jews stop traffic and pick up pennies in the streets. That's where I learned that habit. And I promise you, anywhere I go, I see a penny, I'm picking it up because I know it's worth more than a dollar. So they are going to put coin depositories all over the country so that you could go put your coins and get dollar bills. What they're doing is what? They are taking away the precious metal from you. They are taking away your power. Now, it doesn't mean that the dollar bill ain't got value. The only value it has is the energy that you put behind it. That's the only value it has. But the coin is precious metals. I ain't giving mine up. Okay? Nah, I ain't doing that. As a matter of fact, if y'all want to get rid of yours, mail it to me and I'll send you the equivalence in money. I'll send it to you, real talk. Okay? I ain't stupid. Now let's read some more. Okay? As businesses begin to reopen, orders from those depository institutions have begun to increase, causing the Federal Reserve coin inventory to reduce to below normal levels. What will happen next? In a press release issued on June 11th, the Federal Reserve said, now let me ask you a question. How many of you knew that the Federal Reserve said that? Because you're on Facebook all day, gossiping, posting a bunch of BS, complaining. Because your eyes are not open. Once again, those who have eyes, let them see. The Federal Reserve said on June 11th what? Although the Federal Reserve is confident that the coin inventory issues will resolve once the economy opens more broadly, the coin supply chain returns to normal circulation patterns. We recognize that these measures alone will not be enough to resolve near-term issues. To counteract the coin shortage, the Federal Reserve will work with the U.S. Mint to maximize coin production capacity and will encourage depository institutions to only order the coins they need in the short term to meet customer demand. Now, once again, once they have control of your money, your coins, then they have control of you. All right? Since June 15th, the Federal Reserve banks have been allocating the available coins depository institutions based on historical order volume by coin denomination. Like I said, you see, they have to put in that word there, what? Historical, based on what? Historical order volume by coin denomination. In other words, they have always kept the records. Like I told you before in the very beginning of this presentation, that history repeats itself. And that's what's happening right now. Okay? Earlier this month, the Federal Reserve convened a U.S. coin task force made up of industry leaders from the U.S. Mint Federal Reserve, Armored Carriers, American Bankers Association, Independent Community Bankers Association, National Association of federal credit unions, coin aggregator representatives, and the retail trade industry. They will work together to identify, implement, and promote actions to reduce the consequence and duration of the COVID-19 related disruptions to normal coin circulation. The first set of recommendations is expected at the end of July, and in the meantime, the Federal Reserve wants to promote the circulation of coins with hashtag #GetCoinMoving on social media. All right. Now let us go to the next slide. I'm going to show you that it's only history repeating itself. It's nothing new. All right. They're about to institute another depression. Okay. And trust me, it's probably going to be worse than the one in 1928 or 1933, around that time. Okay. It's probably going to be worse. And again, I'm not telling you that to inject fear. I'm saying that we still have time to prepare ourselves. Okay? We could still be proactive. Check it out. This is from the History Channel. Okay? Let me go back here for a second. How did the gold standard contribute to the Great Depression? The causes of the Great Depression were numerous, and after the stock market crashed in 1929, a number of complex factors helped to create the conditions necessary for the longest and deepest economic downturn in modern history. Now, if I'm telling you, this one might be worse than the one in 1929, and if the one in 1929 was considered to be what? The longest and the deepest one in economic modern history, like I told y'all before, if Chief Kalanago is correct, this is just the beginning. And this was instituted by Franklin D. Roosevelt. Decision to take the United States off the gold standard may have helped to ease the worst effects of the Depression. So what they did, they took away the gold standard, and then they gave people paper money. And in their mind, that helped them out. No, it made it worse. But you see, everything is a mindset. They have to create the problem in order to give you the solution. Okay? All right. That's why they tell you what? Chaos has to bring order. That's why they tell you you have to suffer first. Okay? What is the gold standard? The gold standard is a monetary system in which a nation's currency is pegged to the value of gold. In a gold standard system, a given amount of paper money can be converted into a fixed amount of gold. What didn't I just tell you? Aren't they taking your coins now and giving you paper money? People of the world, people in the United States, is nothing but history repeating itself. They are taking your coins and they are giving you paper money. It's the same thing that happened in 1929. Here we are. What? In what? There's a 9 in there, right? There was that has started happening in what? 2019, right? Guess what? Same thing happening. All this started what? In 2019. When did that happen? In 1929. But let us read some more. In the gold standard system, a given amount of paper money can be converted into a fixed amount of gold. Countries on the gold standard can't increase the amount of paper money in circulation without also increasing their reserves of gold. You see what I'm saying? So in other words, they're saying, if you don't give us your gold, we're not going to give you that paper money. I'm going to read this again. You see, you have to read with comprehension. Countries on the gold standard can't increase the amount of paper money. In other words, we're not going to print more money for you. All right? But guess what? In the circulation without what? You see, here's the contingency. Without also increasing their reserves in gold. So in other words, if you don't give us your gold, we're not going to give you paper money. But at the same time, we cannot accept your paper money. So literally, you have no choice. You feel me? That's what they are saying. Read with comprehension. Now let's proceed. From the late 1800s until the 1930s, most countries in the world, including the United States, adhered to an international gold standard. Many European countries temporarily abandoned the gold standard during World War I so they could print more money to finance war efforts. Okay? Now check this out. Sacks of gold exchanged by American people against currency being stacked in the vaults of a New Jersey bank. Let me ask you a question. Where's that gold at now? So they took the gold from the people and gave them paper money. It's the same thing that's happening right now. They're going to take all your coins and they're going to give you paper money. History repeating itself because you know what? People refuse to learn. And when you don't learn and you don't use the knowledge that you have, people talk about, oh, chief, knowledge is power. Well, no, I say no. Knowledge is not power. Knowledge is potential power. It only becomes power when you use the knowledge. You see me, I'm a realist. I don't deal with illusions. Let us read. Bank failures led ordinary citizens to hard gold. The U.S. economy boomed during the first part of the 1920s. Guess what? During the 1920s, indigenous people in the Americas, we owned banks. We owned all the businesses. We owned gold because we were already here. Slaves cannot own gold. We were already here walking on streets of gold. But that's for another build. I've spoken enough about that. Let us proceed. The roaring 20s, with the industries such as construction and automobiles driving post-war recovery. In an effort to combat inflation, the Federal Reserve raised interest rates in 1928. You see, that's what they do. But European countries that had borrowed money from the United States during World War I had trouble paying off their debts. And when we speak of the United States, we are talking about the federal bankers, okay? They were the ones and are the ones that own the United States, the corporation, okay? So they didn't borrow money from the country, they borrowed it from the corporation. All right, let's make that very clear. Because a lot of you think that you are a citizen of a country. No, you are a citizen of a corporation. You don't believe me? Go look at Title 28, Section 3002, subsection capital D. All right, 15. You'll see that you are a citizen of a corporation, for those of you who don't believe me, okay? I'm only the messenger. Let's read. A slowing economy combined with the stock market crash of 1929 and a subsequent wave of bank failures in 1930 and 1931 led to crippling levels of deflation. Deflation. Soon, the frightened public began hoarding gold. So that's what's going to happen again. People are going to get scared for those who know the history, and they're going to start hoarding their coins. People like me. That's why they had to make it a law. All right. Now let's pay attention. European countries began to abandon the gold standard. The United States and other countries on the gold standard couldn't increase their money supplies to stimulate the economy. Great Britain became the first to drop off the gold standard in 1931. Other countries soon followed. For those of you who don't know, the United States is still underneath the crown of England. All right, so pay attention. Whatever the great harlot mother does, the child will follow, okay? Let's pay attention now. The United States didn't abandon gold for another 2 years, deepening the pain of the Great Depression. Should we go back and look at the etymology of suffer again? Pain that's being caused by you. You allow it to happen. Once again, the people here in 1929, they were suffering because they allowed the government to do that to them. Okay? Like I told y'all before, man. Y'all gonna learn. Look at this. President Franklin D. Roosevelt, as he signs the gold bill on his 52nd birthday, okay? 52. 5 plus 2 is 7. Completion. You see, y'all gonna learn. Okay? Y'all gonna learn, man. All that stuff is symbolic. Okay? All that stuff is symbolic, family. All that stuff is symbolic. 52 in numerology. 5 plus 2 is 7. All right? Okay, let's go. Surrounded by members of the Treasury Department and the Federal Reserve Board, the Gold Reserve Act increased government gold reserves. In 1933, President Roosevelt took the U.S. off the gold standard when he signed the Gold Reserve Act in 1934. This bill made it illegal for the public what? To possess forms of gold. So what they're going to do soon, they're going to make it illegal for you to possess your coins. All righty then. Like I said, all right. It looked like, Facebook is trying to give me some problems with my live. Okay? But y'all can't stop the truth. I'm going to keep dropping that truth. Okay, I'm going to read that again. Let me know if you guys could, can you hear me and see what's happening? Go ahead and type 1. Because for some reason, it looked like Facebook is giving me some type of buffing on the video. If you could see and hear me, go ahead and type 1, please. If you could hear me or see the screen, go ahead and type 1. Okay, thank you. I appreciate that, Carlos. Thank you. All right. In 1933, President Roosevelt took the U.S. off the gold standard when he signed the Gold Reserve Act in 1934. This bill made it illegal for the public to possess most forms of gold. You see what I'm saying? Everything they don't want you to do, or the ones they want to control you, they make it illegal. Now, mind you, things that are illegal is not law, because illegal is not law. People get that confused. These people are just passing policies. And people what? They just allow it to happen. So that's what's happening right now. You see what I'm saying? Back then, the people had more sense than we have today. They knew sense of community. They knew value. Okay, they knew value. So they wasn't giving up. The government was the ones who had to make it illegal. But in today's day and age, man, everybody's in a coma. People, all they care is about entertainment. Basketball players, football players, baseball, celebrity shows, housewives. That's all they care about. That's why they don't have to work so hard to control you. All they have to do is put the coin machines out there, and you will literally, voluntarily go give out your precious metals and get the paper money. Trust me, a lot of you are still going to see this video, hear the message, and still go give up your coins. And that's why history is about to repeat itself. And this depression might be worse or 2 times worse than what it was in 1929. Y'all think this is a game? The people were required, you hear that? They were required to exchange their gold coins, gold bullion, and gold certificate for paper money at a set price of $20.67 per ounce. Now that word right here, I like that word, required. Let us go look at the etymology of required. Required. I knew it was going to take me to required. That's fine. I should have just went to that. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. Required. Okay. Now check this out, right? They were required. You see, the words that are being used. You see, when people, just because a lot of people don't know the etymology of words, to ask a question, require, inquiry, procure, beg. You see, that requirement was the government begging. They ask, But because people, when you hear "I require of you," a require is, guess what? And also, it is a demand only if you consent. You see, they could make a requirement of you, but it's voluntary. You see, when they tell people you are required to do this, you still have a choice. But because the word semantics that these people, the system plays, and people don't know the etymology of words, they think that it's law. They cannot pass a law to force you to do anything. Those are not laws. So when they say that the public was required, they're saying what? They were begging the public, asking, petitioning the public. And the public just said, okay, you know what? Well, it's required of me. Guess what? The police cannot come arrest you if something is required and you say, no, I don't want to do it. I don't want to meet that requirement. It's a choice. It's only when you consent. You put yourself in a position to do something illegal because you have a contract. But you know what? What do Chief Kalanaga know? Sometimes maybe I'm just talking, right? But let us read again. Because you see, it's very important. It's imperative that we read with understanding. And don't get me wrong. I'm not here trying to make anybody think that they are less educated, less intelligent. No, I want you to step your game up. That's why I'm doing what I'm doing. I'm showing you the game that's being played on paper. I'm showing you history repeating itself. And all I wish for you is don't get caught off guard. So people were required. In other words, we are begging you, please give us your gold. We're petitioning you, please give us your gold. But if the people had just stood and said no, there wasn't a damn thing that they could do. Because the people make governments. The government don't make people. That's why in the Constitution it says what? In the preamble, the people. It was ordained by the people. But the people don't realize that they have the power. They don't realize that they are the people by accepting labels, black, African American, white. All these things are labels. When you are just the people, they cannot control you. This bill made it illegal. Once again, illegal. Illegal doesn't mean lawful. You see, illegal is stemmed from lawful. It's of lawful, but it's not lawful. All this is just semantics in legalese. That's a different language. That the Bar Association, this legal society, your life is being governed by the legal society. And you consent to everything because you think it's law. It's not law. Gold came from the earth. And the Creator gave us dominion over everything that came from the earth. And no institution, government, corporation has the right unless you consent to take away that right from you or take your right and turn it into a privilege and charge for it. That's a Supreme Court law. But once again, those who have ears, let them hear, and eyes, let them see. You cannot say you didn't know. Okay? You can't say you didn't know. All right? So we don't have to read all of that again. You got the gist of what I'm saying. All right? Let us go to the next slide or the next one. Okay? This here is from Breaking News, CNBC. All right? All that stuff I put in the link for y'all. Okay? And right now there's talks that they may extend people wearing the mask for the next year or two. Can you imagine zombies walking around, dead people, symbolizing that I can't breathe, I'm dead for the next year or two, man, I think I might just buy a one-way ticket and get the hell out of here, man. Because I can't live around dead people like that, man. I refuse to do it. You know what I mean? Now, let's read. Okay? Job losses in March could be the worst in the decade. And that's just what? The beginning. You see, once again, Chief Kalanaga Wood, he knows what he's talking about. I don't just say things, I show you the documentation. And documentation beats conversation. You did. I ain't making it up, fam. All right? Job losses in March could be the worst in the decade. And that's just what? Just the beginning. And I'm not telling you that to instigate fear. I just want you to see what's happening, and I'm showing you how to prepare yourself, but I cannot force you to save you. I can't do that. I'm not going to do that. It takes too much energy. However, because I love you and because I care, I am showing you what's coming. Like I tell people, not to put a chip on my shoulder, but I feel like Noah in the back of the days when Noah was telling everybody the storm is coming. Everybody was laughing. Everybody was ridiculing. Everybody was drinking, and everybody was partying, and everybody was distracted. Whether you believe the story was true or not, that's irrelevant. My question to you will always be, did you get the message? That is always going to be my question. I don't care who wrote the story. I don't care where it came from. It could have came from the sky daddy. It could have came from the devil. I don't care where it came from. My question to you is, did you get the message? And history is about to repeat itself because people are dumb blind. They are dumb and blind. And I'm not saying you. I'm just saying people who the cap fit, let them wear it because that's just a fact. Okay? And some people, even if they know the truth, they're going to see this. Many of you are going to see this and hear it and still don't do anything because you were just doomed to perish anyway. Even in your Bible, it says that Hosea 4:6, God's people perish for the lack of knowledge. In Romans, no, not in Romans, in Exodus. Why do you think they put that in Exodus? That verse in Exodus, it says what? God's people are a stiff-necked people. It doesn't matter what they show you. Your head is so hard, you will not see. You will not make the change. But I asked myself a question, Chief. Do you think you're wasting your time? And my answer will always be no. Because if I could just get one person from this live or from just this video, period, whether you're on the live or you catch it at a later date, if I could just get one person to see and hear and make the change, I've done my job. So no, I'm not wasting my time. I am investing my time in you. And that's something you can't pay me for. I would be disrespecting myself to give you my cash app and tell you to pay me for my time. You cannot pay me for my time. I know my value, and none of you could pay me for that. So I'm giving you my time out of love because that's priceless. It is. March unemployment report could show the most monthly job losses in a decade, but it's only a fraction of the real hit to the workplace that came when many states issued stay-at-home orders. You hear that? It didn't say it's just getting worse. It says what? It's only a fraction. Now, do we know the percentage of the fraction? No. It could be 100%. It could be 10%. It could be 1% of what we are feeling so far. Imagine when it hit 50%. Imagine when it hit 100%. Let me tell you something. You're going to watch in your neighborhoods and see people killing people. It's already happening. Right now, we have the highest murder rate. We have the highest arrest rate. We have the highest domestic violence rate. You know why? Because people cannot stand it. People are not ready. You're going to see more divorces. You're going to see more chaos in homes and relationships. No. That's not what I'm putting out there for you. I'm just telling you, if you don't make the change now, that's going to be your reality. I wish you nothing but the best. But me wishing it for you, and by you not taking the action, is wishful thinking. But I'm still going to wish it for you. I want the best for you. Economists expect a consensus decline of 100,000 non-farm payrolls, according to Refine Viti, whatever that is. Don't need to butcher that word, right? But the survey for the report was done before many states began telling residents to stay home. For the final 2 weeks of the month, 10 million people sought unemployment benefits as businesses and schools closed to stop the spread of what? The coronavirus crisis. Okay? So they stopped the coronavirus, but now they're containing the crisis. Those are two different scenarios. You see, y'all got to pay attention. Yes, there was a flu epidemic, which happens every single year, by the way, right? They just named it. But COVID-19 is a crisis. All right. I hope this makes sense. The main message is the labor market conditions starting to slip in March. But obviously, with the last two initial claims reports we have seen, we know April will be what? A disaster for labor markets, said Michael Gapen, chief of U.S. economic at Barclays. We still have 2 more weeks, and we are probably looking at unemployment rate of more than 10% in April. The suddenness with which it all slipped off the cliff in 2 weeks is shocking. Gapin said, we now have stay-at-home orders in states that account for 82% of the GDP. Now, I've done a video on that, so we ain't doing that no more. Of course, to put your mind at ease, HBO is going to give you free movies. Hulu is going to give you free movies. Amazon is going to give you free movies because you know what? They want you to stay entertained. They want you to stay entertained. So we're not even going to read all that, right? Now check this out. This is what I want you to, this is what I really want you to see. What? Funeral business is booming right now. Now, some of you may take this the wrong way, but opening up a funeral home right now, man, let me tell you something. Within the next year or two, you're going to be a billionaire. Facts over feelings, because that's what's going to happen. You feel me? If people don't wake up right now and start making these changes, it's not that we have time, but people just don't want to be proactive. They would rather be distracted. They rather worry about what Kobe is doing with August, with Kobe and his wife. They worry about what August is doing with Jada, what Will Smith is crying with Jada and August, and it's all distractions, man. That's what y'all want to make go viral. This type of gossip, and that's all you focus on, because they will give you the entertainment, so you don't bask in your misery. All right. New York funeral homes, one of what? A growing crisis. Here goes again another crisis, that word, crisis. Funeral homes and cemetery directors are warning of a growing crisis in the industry. NBC News' Jonathan Daines reported the wait time for a burial has dramatically increased for reasons related to what? The growing number of deaths in the coronavirus what? Crisis. Do you think people are dying because of a flu? Nah, they have been dying for the flu for years. They are dying because of stress. They are dying because of fear. They are dying because they cannot take care of their families. That's why they are dying. Heart attacks. People are worrying. How am I going to feed my children? Homes are being broken. People speaking on the condition of anonymity, told NBC News. So right now, Funeral homes are backed up. So if you really want a profitable business, open up a funeral home and use your land as a graveyard. You will make a killing. No pun intended. Now, like I said, I know a lot of you, that may rub you the wrong way, but I only know how to speak the truth. Because that's how I'm built. That's how I'm built. See what I'm saying? I cannot lie, I cannot deceive, I cannot cheat. That's not in my DNA, man. I have to give it to you the way it is, like it or not. Because I'm not here for likes. I'm telling you what nobody else is telling you. Let us proceed. The wait time for a burial has dramatically increased for reasons related to the growing number of deaths in the coronavirus crisis. People are speaking, all right? One director said that on a normal day, she receives as many as 16 calls about funerals or visitation. On Thursday, she had over 100 calls. Can you imagine that? On Thursday alone, one funeral director had over 100 calls for funeral arrangements. That's how much people are dying like flies. Whether it may be due to violence, stress, heart attack, the flu. Go back to the video when I broke it down to y'all about the GDP and the population decrease. The depopulation video I did. Now y'all see it coming, the reality of it, right? All right then. 100 calls a day. American Airlines cutting international summer schedule by 60% as the crisis drives down demand. All right? See. Let's do a little bit. Check this out again. 6:24 p.m. Paper stimulus checks could be delayed by up to 5 months. Family, people, what I'm telling y'all is real, man. They are putting you in a position, when I say they, the system, and it has nothing to do with the color of your skin. Do you think it's only so-called black people? No, everybody who's not in position is going to suffer. And what the suffer means, you allow it to happen. Now check this out. Paper stimulus checks could be delayed by up to 5 months. If you are counting on the days until you receive your stimulus money from the government, hold tight. It could take up to 5 months. A House Ways and Means Committee memo obtained by NBC News outlined a potential timeline for how soon the money could go out. For individuals who receive the fund via direct deposit, that money will start moving to them as soon as the week of April 13th, according to the memo. But for the Americans who get paper checks by mail, the wait could be a lot longer. All right, we have Disney, non-union park employees in the U.S. starting April 19th. We're not going to read that. The New York Job Center will treat CDP patients. All those things, all that stuff is in the link below. Okay? So, I'm not going to read anymore. You see, White House says small businesses lending program will be running Friday. Okay? Blah, 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 blah. Mayor de Blasio urges New Yorkers to cover their face, scarves and bandanas, or blah, 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 blah. Anyway, the link, y'all get the gist, okay? The link is there. So let me conclude by saying this. All right? I am not here to convince you of anything. I'm just here to share the information with you. You do what you want with this. If you want to continue to stay in the dark, that's on you. If you want to continue to be entertained and be distracted, that's on you. Just know this. This has nothing to do with the color of your skin. This has something to do with your mindset. All you have to do is just change your mindset. It's that simple. The government cannot force you to do anything. because you are the government. I went into Bank of America a few days ago. I had a scarf. I wrapped the scarf around my mouth. I'm not going to cover my nose for anybody. I'm not dead. They cannot force you to do that. They cannot pass a law. They cannot never pass a law to tell you cover your nose. That means you want me to prevent myself from breathing. However, all right, I am going to comply to a certain extent. And the reason why I'm saying that is when you speak to people, even when people in restaurants, I was always against people working in restaurants and their mouths are not covered because they are talking over the food and people are spitting in your damn food. That's why I don't like eating out like that much. Okay? However, it doesn't mean that I don't do it or I haven't done it, but I don't really like it as such. But the point I'm making is when I went into Bank of America, everybody had their mask over their noses. When I walk in, the security was there with his gun, everything. He saw me, he greeted me, he said, "What's up, Chief?" Because like I said, I'm always in my indigenous attire. And guess what? I went into the bank, handled my business with just my mouth covered. He didn't tell me cover your nose. No. I actually went to Aldi's and the security guard, well, you can't come in if you don't cover your nose. I said, well, guess what? I would like to give you a disclaimer saying that if I cover my nose and I can't breathe and something happened to me, all these will have to pay my family the sum of this amount of money. He said, brother, I'm just doing my job. I said, yes, you're doing your job, but I also have to do mine by protecting myself. Now, I will comply by covering my mouth, but I'm not going to cover my nose. And he let me handle my business. You see, it's how you articulate yourself. You feel me? Now, I'm not covering my mouth because I'm afraid of the system. No, I'm covering my mouth because I have respect for people, because I'm talking to people. You feel me? But I'm not going to cover my nose. So I went into the bank, handled my business, and my nose wasn't covered because you cannot spread anything by breathing, and a mask cannot prevent you from getting anything. However, if you don't cover your mouth, you could speak and that. Nobody knows what you have. So I get that. But nobody could force you to cover your nose. Breathe, people, breathe. Stop falling into the ritualistic, the public ritual that they are doing, symbolizing that they have a nation of dead people, sheep, slaves. You could still cover your mouth. And with your own scarf, that is. Stop using their mask. You would use your own scarf and just cover your mouth. Before this so-called coronavirus, you could have never walked into a bank with a mask. They would shoot you on sight, thinking that you're coming to rob the damn bank. You see how programmed people are? But now they tell you, you got to put in a mask to go into a bank. What are they telling you? You are robbing the bank. Man, everything is symbolic. They are taking your coins and giving you paper. Taking the real value, the precious metals, everything is symbolic. So, I appreciate love you guys, man. Like I said, I do this for the love. Me, I'm always going to be all right. Because I got vision. I already know what's going to happen in 2021. I already know what's going to happen in 2022. I got vision. And honestly, I wish I knew a 1,000 people like me. Honestly, with my mindset. Because we don't have to be in the position that we're in. That's a choice. You consent to that. You don't have to beg the government for anything. You consent to that. That's a choice. I get it. People are afraid. I get it, man. It's cool. I know that you're afraid. I'm not telling you don't be afraid. All I'm just saying is don't allow the fear to stop you from being proactive. Fear is just an emotion like anything else. You cannot stop yourself from being afraid. However, you could prevent yourself from allowing that fear to cripple you, because fear is a natural emotion. Okay? It's natural to be afraid. Anybody who tell you they have never felt fear or they're never afraid, they are a liar. Okay? They are they are liars. And one thing I can't stand are liars. That's why I keep it real with people, man. There's nothing wrong in being afraid, family. Just don't allow the fear to cripple you. Stop being that hamster on the hamster's wheel. Stop. Stop being a hamster on the hamster's wheel. Stop listening to all these people who's focused on who was here first and who don't belong here. That ain't doing nothing for you. How is that changing your life? Stop looking at all these reality shows that's taking you nowhere. Stop. I know you want to ease the pain and find something to take away that distraction. I get it. But don't allow the tail light vision to consume you. Like I always told you, get up, strap up your boots. People, we could do something. We could turn this around if you want to. It's that simple, man. It's that simple. I leave you with the same energy of love that I came with. I'm sending lots of positive energy, love, protection, guidance into the universe. And if you're on that frequency, you will receive it. You see, misery loves company. And a lot of people are miserable and they blame their misery on other people because they hate to take the responsibility for themselves. You feel me? After misery comes death. And for all those of you who are doing something right now to prepare yourself and change your life for what's coming, I commend you. Others will look at you, they will make fun of you, they will ridicule you, they will laugh. That's fine. But prepare yourself. You feel me? Prepare yourself. And I appreciate love each and every one of y'all. I truly do, man. I truly do. And like I said, together, if we so choose, together, we don't have to go into a depression. You feel me? We could use this opportunity and step into ascension and not into depression. Don't allow the system to be your crutch. You feel me? Don't allow the system to be your crutch, because they could take that away anytime. Get up. Stand up. We could do this. And like I said, I'm only looking for like-minded people. I will do another live later today. I will, because I want to share some more information. You feel me? Now, I'm showing you, this is me showing you everything that's happening so that you're not in the dark. I want to keep you in the loop. You feel me? I want to keep you in the loop. But people have to, don't matter where you at, people have to start growing their own foods. Remember I told you all about the food bans that was coming? Guess what? They are here. And they're going to control how much food you could eat and what kind of food you could eat. So I keep telling y'all, we have time to come together, 10, 15 of us in groups of 10, 15. Get little 1 acre, 2 acre, 3 acres. Growing our own food, because it don't have to be a depression, family. It don't have to be. All it takes is preparation. Being proactive. Unity, working together. Stop looking at what the other man has. Stop looking at what the other woman has. Jealousy, envy. You gotta let that go. Our differences, we gotta let it go. Focus on what we have in common. Right now, it's survival. If you don't know how to survive, then you cannot live life. Life is for the living, not for the dead. And I will tell people again, no disrespect. I don't go to funerals and follow dead people. I don't do that. You know, I love my mom with all my heart. My mom is my best friend. But the great spirit forbid, when it's her time for her physical body to lay down, I'm not following no casket. No. I'm gonna be in the vehicle that's in the front, taking her where she needs to go. Because I'm not following the dead. Period. Nah, I'm a living man. That's it. So, with that being said, do me a favor, please share the video with your loved ones, man. You know what I mean? That's it. Just share it with them. All right. As you can see, this is no cash out here to share it and know hopefully people support. I don't care about that no more. Okay? I don't care. Just share the information, man. Those are the type of messages you should let go viral. Every time people want something to go viral, it's something that's depressing. It's somebody that's getting killed. I don't want to see that. That's not my reality, man. All right, no doubt. No doubt, sis. Inbox me, man. Inbox me, like I said. And I can tell people I know the ways. I just need the people with the right mindset. That's it. That's it. Everything is based on the mindset. We all here complaining. Children complain, man. Grow up. Oh, indeed. Let the dead bury the dead. It's that simple. You know what I mean? So all is not lost. And there's no such thing as we running out of time. We're actually right on time. But we have to act in the now. That is key. We cannot change what happened yesterday, but we could prevent what happened yesterday from happening today. I just showed you what happened in 1929. And it's about to repeat itself. But guess what? That don't have to be our reality. That doesn't have to be manifested. If we so choose to put ourselves in a position where we don't suffer, because you only suffer because you allow it to. You consent, and I'm not giving my consent. It's that simple. So until we talk again, like I said, in a few hours, I'll do another live because I don't just like talking about the problems. Okay? I like to show solutions. And I only want to deal with people. I've reached out to many people before. All right? And everybody's always ready, but when you reach out, they always have an excuse. I don't want to deal with people that got excuses. Oh, well, this happened, chief. Oh, that happened, chief. Well, you know what, chief? Yesterday did. Man, listen, I don't want to deal with y'all. Period. You have to put yourself in a position when you want to succeed, when you want it as bad as you want to breathe. Those are the people that I want to link with. I ain't got time for the excuses. If you want to make it at the end of this game, you have to want it as bad as you want to breathe. It's that simple. You have to feel yourself dying in order to be successful. Period. Every great one will tell you their trials, their tribulations. They was homeless. They couldn't eat. I know, I used to be there. Let me tell y'all something, man. Y'all don't know. I remember taking $1 and turning it into a meal. Nobody knows. That's why I tell people I will never compare my journey to anybody's journey. I don't know what you have been through. I'm not in your shoes. I cannot walk in your shoes. Even if we wear the same size, it is still your shoes. It's only going to fit me as comfortable as the size of my feet. The point I'm making is, even if I could fit in your shoes, it's going to be a different feel. Only you know what you have been through. Only you know what you are going through. But I'm here to tell you what we have in common is we don't have to suffer. We don't have to allow this machine called the United States to make their agendas and their systematic programs to be our demise. And like I tell people, I don't care what you look like. Your skin could be purple, green, orange, gray. I don't care what it is. If you have the right mindset, then you are my peoples. Period. But that's just me. Because y'all gonna learn the hard way that this has nothing to do with the color of your skin. Your own flesh is gonna be your demise because you are blind. Once again, I am here not to tell you what you want to hear, but I'm here to tell you what you need to hear. You feel me? Because people will continue to make excuses. They always ready. Chief, we ready, man. Oh, Chief, I'm with you. But when they get the call, it's always, well, Chief, something happened yesterday. Something happened this morning. Well, you know, this is what happened, Chief. Anytime people start with, this is what happened, you already know. I'm tired of hearing the excuses. I don't need that in my circle anymore. Nah. I want to deal with proactive people, people who are going to make this thing happen by any means necessary. As long as we are not hurting people, we are not defrauding people, as long as we are not scamming people, we're gonna make this happen. And it's gonna take work. I don't want to deal with the mindset of people that want to come and let's work together and don't do anything and just sit around and expect the universe to give you everything. No, I don't want to deal with that mindset either. I want to deal with people who are ready to lace up their boots and go to work. And guess what? We don't have to go on the plantation to make that happen. Like I tell people, I know the house. I just need the people. That's it. I know the house. I just need the people. I can't do it alone, people. I cannot do it alone. I'm only one man making the change. I've made the changes with myself. See, I've worked on my eye. I have worked on my eye. Therefore, I'm ready to take my eye into the we. But I'm not going to put myself in a position with the we when the people in the we haven't worked on their eye. Now, that's going to go over some people's heads, but I'll repeat it again. I have worked on my eye. So I'm ready to step into the we. But I'm not going to step into the we with people who haven't worked on their eye. Because I'll be walking into a burning building, and I don't want to do that. Too many of you are still damaged, but you want to bring yourself into a situation with your damaged self. And you will not slow down to take the time to heal, to make yourself better. It's like a crack addict, saying, I want to get off drugs, but every weekend you're still in the building where people sell drugs. That's not going to work. You are recovering alcoholic, but every weekend you're in the club turning up where they got alcohol. That's not going to work. So all I'm just saying is, when you step to me, you got to be ready, man. You got to be ready. And I don't want to be in no tug of war with anybody. where you're pulling against me. Nah, the tug of war that I want to be in, we got to be on the same team, pulling together, pulling together. That's it. Like minds, birds of a feather flock together. The question is, which bird are you going to flock to? Are you going to flock to the bird with people that's always on the internet gossiping, always sharing things that's degrading, always sharing things that's depressing? Are you going to flock to the people who always, they know every damn reality show? They know Will and Jada's business more than their own? They could tell you everything when Operation Michelle Obama had to be a man. Who cares? I don't give a damn. What is Michelle being Michael got to do to me? What is that doing to me? How is that making me better? I don't care about that. Don't send me this type of inboxes. The only business that we have as individuals is the business that's between your two ears. Mind your own damn business. Your mind. And if everybody learn to mind their business and fix their situation, guess what? You will run and link with people in the same circle. Like minds, like energies attract each other. Period. So that's where I'm at. If y'all didn't know, now y'all know. I don't want to hear excuses. I don't want to deal with excuses. I don't want to deal with that. My question to you will always be, what is all these distractions doing to better your life? How is it moving you forward? So stop all the whining. Oh, what the government do this? Oh, the white man do that. The this and the that. Who gives a damn? No so-called white man could do anything to me that I'm not going to allow to be done to me. No so-called black man could do to me what I would allow to be done to me. Nah, man. You see, when you know truth and you're willing to stand on truth, let me tell you something, man. That's when you become a threat. Your mind is the threat, not the gun that you have, because they got bigger guns. But your mind is the threat. You see, when people learn to put their minds together and work for the better good, that's the threat. You could go around, showing guns all day. How much you could march in the streets with guns all day. Man, let me tell you something, man. They got drones that took down other nations. So obviously, those people are living illusions. But your mind, woo, woo. Why do you think they have to call it governmental? Government. You see what I'm saying? To govern your mental. Because the most precious jewel you have is being governed by the system, your mind. Take my gun, but you ain't taking my mind. Nah. So with that being said, I'm going to do another video later today, and we're going to talk about some more solutions. I've given a few, but hey, like I said, I can only bring you to the well. I can't force you to drink water. You did? That's it. I can't fish for you, but I could show you how to fish. Like I tell people, I have answers. And in my opinion, I got brilliant answers because I know it works. But it's really up to you because I cannot force you to do anything. And I'm not here to convince you of anything either. But I just want to know where the like mind's at so we can prepare ourselves. Some journeys were meant to be walked alone, but others, we have to have community. And that's what I'm talking about, community. All right? So I will talk to you guys in the next build. Well, the truth of the matter is the world is not in trouble. People are in trouble. The world is just fine. The world is always going to be fine. People are in trouble because they choose to be in trouble. How do you think people get in trouble? Because it's voluntary, because of the decisions that they make. That's why people get in trouble. You see, you could change your circumstances by the decisions that you make. That's it. It's that simple. So once again, I appreciate love you guys. And I'll see you at the next build in a few hours. Let me just, wow, it's 11:33. Ain't that amazing? Always on point, man. I'm always on point with the frequencies. Exactly 11:33. Wow. Give thanks and praise to my ancestors, acknowledging the Great Spirit. Man. So, like I said, I'll be doing a live later. Now we're going to get into some more solutions. All right? And I'll talk to you guys. Enjoy the rest of your continuation until we talk again. Peace and love.